NFL media reports that Carolina Panthers promising second-year linebacker Nick Scorton tore his right ACL in practice today and will be out for the season. Last year's rookie Scorton had 5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss. The Baltimore Ravens today waived rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. In Major League Baseball, today against the Minnesota Twins, Cleveland Guardians starter Gavin Williams struck out 11 and allowed just 2 hits in 7 scoreless innings, including striking out the side on 9 pitches in the 4th inning. He was taken out after 7 innings and 97 pitches, leading 1-0, and the Twins promptly tied the game against the Cleveland bullpen and went on to win it in 12 innings, 3-1. The Atlanta Braves hit 4 home runs in a 6-5 victory over the San Diego Padres. Right now in Toronto, the Blue Jays lead the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1 after 7 innings. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Thank you for that, Danny G.
Hey!
And Ricky and Vito. We have the greatest team in all of sports, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, super producer Danny G, Iowa Sam, and the Caan.
Oh, hey,
is
Caan.
here for the updates.
You say farty Niners?
I
Niners.
didn't mean to. Rich is just that guy that if you stumble or fumble over anything, he has to point it out.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you say milk 'em in?
Rich is that guy.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
There he is. Rich Davis, everybody. Is that my dad on your T-shirt?
Oh, no, this is Keith Hernandez smoking a cigarette. The
I don't
last
know,
time the
man.
Mets were good.
It looks like my dad smoking a cigarette. Looks like my dad around 86, 87.
That's that dude from Seinfeld.
No, that's my dad. It's Covino and Rich, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
Danny G, you would think I would argue you on that, but I bet you there's a lot of people that only know Keith Hernandez from Seinfeld.
You know, Paul O'Neill says that. He says the same thing. He's like, a lot of people just know him from his, like, 1 or 2. How many
I
times
think he was
on?
in two or three episodes. Helping move Jerry, where
The home
they were
run,
helping
right?
him move his furniture, and then the Zapruder film.
He is the most underrated Yankee of all time. And by the way, Rich and I are representing just
Coincidentally.
coincidence, a Yankees and Mets, and Danny G's a Dodgers guy. Sam is Sam, what are you, a Big Apple Dodgers guy? What are you?
I grew up rooting for the Phillies, but Dodgers, yeah.
And I imagine at Craan's a Dodgers guy, but I'm not certain. But I know he covered a lot of L.A. sports.
I'm a Vin Scully guy.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
fair
look at
enough.
that.
I like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like that. So 877-99 on Fox, that's our number. Get involved. We're Covino and Rich, and every Thursday we really get you involved because we throw it back and reminisce. Old school when 50 hits. When 50 hits in life, even though 50 is the new 40. And when 50 hits on the clock, 47 minutes from now, we throw it back, and let's just say we didn't have time yesterday, so we're diving head first.
You say diving head?
Diving head. I ran out of breath. Head first.
My goodness. Here's this guy.
Diving head first.
This guy can't talk over here.
What'd you say, farty Niners?
And we're talking about biopics or movies. The best portrayals of real and fictional athletes and coaches in movies. There's a new story. We'll tell you about it. But
There's a lot of random little stuff like
Yeah.
like the BS that Bronny doesn't know. Bronny doesn't know where his dad's going. He might dive into that.
then again,
Dive in.
did you know where your dad was going when you were a kid? My dad was probably at the nudie bar. I didn't know where he was.
It's a weird thought. When you're a kid, dad just came home from work.
Yeah, I didn't know where dad was.
And the reality is,
Never knew where dad was.
if it was 5:15, 5:30, 6:30, we don't know what dad was up to.
Like, all right, put yourself in Bronny's shoes. If someone came up to you when you were a kid,
you wear
like,
like,
hey,
a
where's
size.
your-
You wear like a size 9. He probably wears
All
a
right.
size 19.
when you were a kid, though, if
little-
someone went up to you and said, hey,
little
Rich,
shoesies.
where's your dad going? You'd be like, I don't know, to gamble with his friends? You would have no idea. So does Bronny know or not know?
I didn't even know where my dad lived.
Seriously.
Dad?
But I don't know. Something about this story is a little fishy to me. We'll explain. So
Do you
Bronny's in the
think-
news. We got Sophie Cunningham in the news. Lots to get to.
Do you think there was a generation of dads, and the answer is yes, by the way, that just sort of got away with a lot of stuff?
Hell yeah. No question.
If dad just strolled in, like, I don't know how your household operated, but we were playing wiffle ball on the front lawn. Mom was making dinner, and we were just sort of waiting for dad to get home. You'd see his car pulling down the
How
block.
many stories have we heard where guys had double wives going second families nobody knew
this
about?
sounds worse than it is, but there was a time where my mom sent me into the bar as a little kid to like pull on my dad's shirt and be like, Mom wants you outside. Like, I remember I had to walk into a bar. It's not like he was at a nudie bar or, he was always out and about drinking or something. That wasn't the case, but there were times that I had to do that.
Where's your father?
Yeah.
What do you want, you little dweeb?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
Mom's outside in the parking lot.
you're playing. You're having a football catch with your little brother on the front lawn, and you're like, we have dinner. I guess when Dad comes home.
My dad would just take me to the bar, and he'd feed me at the bar. He's like, here's some pizza.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I'll take Sam for a little while. Yeah, we'll just eat at the bar. Yeah, it's fine.
Is there? Can we decide real quick if there's a commonality among everyone in the studio? Does everyone have a picture of them as a kid with a cigarette in their mouth because their parents said it was like a funny picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think my grandfather put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand still.
Or even maybe a candy cigarette or something.
There's
Yeah,
a picture
definitely.
of me floating around where I fell asleep as like a 4-year-old. They put beer bottles all around me and
Of
put a
course,
cigarette in
yeah.
my mouth.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere in our house.
Should do that to our kids now.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
no, you'll get thrown in prison. So we also have Jake Paul to get to, but where do you want to start? So choose your own adventure. Do you want to
I know where I want to start. Controversy.
Okay,
Let's
that's what I
get it.
thought.
Let's
Cunningham.
get it.
Well, let me tell you something, Cunningham. And by the way, Henry Winkler will be our guest on Overpromised right after this show. He's a very underrated coach, Coach Klein. And Henry Winkler will be on our bonus pod talking sports right after this at 4 p.m. on the West, 7 on the East on this YouTube page. Now, let's get involved and pull up the chat, too.
By the way, he tells a great story that you'll hear where Adam Sandler's so specific on every movie choice. Oh, yeah. To the point where even Coach Klein's hat was a specific choice by Adam Sandler.
Well, we're streaming live at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, youtube.com/at Covino and Rich FSR. I'm pulling up the feedback. That's where you could also see the bonus show later with the Fonz. But speaking of Cunningham, we're not talking Richie Cunningham. We're talking Sophie Cunningham. Now, she's in the middle of a lot of controversy, her and Caitlin Clark. And I see you representing today, Iowa Sam.
Controversy.
Very
Unabashedly.
controversy.
I'm talking about on the court.
Yeah, well,
I'm repping Caitlin Clark.
there's a lot of stories about how flopping is detrimental to the WNBA, let's just say that.
To race relations.
To race relations.
Everything. There's so many weird stories in the WNBA, but there's one in particular, and it has to do with Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham. They're asking her about
Who's more of a lightning rod for controversy lately?
It's CC.
You think? I don't know. Sophie Cunningham's all over the place.
There's a story where Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are in every headline, but there's one where Cunningham is asked about her thoughts on trans women in sports. Biological men in women's sports.
The gist is, and this is not what we're talking about, it's just so you know the gist.
It's the third rail, my man.
She basically says that biological men should be kept out of women's sports for safety reasons. She's saying that this is common sense. Now, we're not even asking you your opinion on that. We're basically saying, based on this, like Yahoo News, all major websites, they're saying that she should be suspended by the WNBA because of her comments.
Who's saying that?
Well, the WNBA fan base, I imagine, and people.
Someone's saying
outrage.
They.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen comments from both sides of,
And people
the
are like,
aisle.
she should be suspended. There's outrage. This is unheard of. Now, whether or not you agree, because that's not what we're getting at, do you like her even more for not backing down, for doubling down? And that's the second time we've seen it in recent history, because even with the pointing thing started because, who was it again? She was like, don't be pointing at me, so she kept pointing at him.
I want you to take away the phrase doubling down. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because doubling down often insinuates you did something wrong and you're sticking by it.
Why? Doubling down just means to me that you're standing by your
But
convictions.
doubling down insinuates your original take
was wrong? Really?
is possibly wrong. And I'm doubling down.
I'd, I'd say standing her ground.
All right, well,
Yeah.
she's standing her
Yeah.
ground.
So my answer to your question is I like her even more. Because what happens nowadays is that whether you have an opinion
They're kind of
And
bullying
if
her.
your opinion isn't loved by certain groups, then you know what happens? You're almost bullied and pressured into apologizing or changing your stance. And Sophie Cunningham is simply saying, listen, this is what I believe, and I stand by it, and let's move along.
Yeah. And she kept saying and clarifying, I have love for everybody.
Yes.
There's room for everybody.
If she's saying, I have love for everyone.
Yeah, she's saying in women's sports specifically, and she made it very clear. Yeah, Danny G's right.
But we can't get to a situation where if your opinion is different, like you're punished. I keep saying Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham's opinion is one shared by, I think, more people than less people, to be honest with you. And I think what Sophie Cunningham's saying is a sentiment shared by most people I know, I'll be honest. And I think that the fact that she's standing by her opinion is something we all should do, no matter what side of an issue you're on. The idea of caving because social media or someone's trying to make you feel bad about
or they're demanding
your
a suspension and protesting, and that's what it might get to at this point, because that's the story. Is outraged because they want her suspended.
But because it's so disingenuous the other way.
Right.
It's like, Danny G, if you had a belief about something, whether it was religious, personal, something, if you had a belief, and I said, Danny, I don't like your belief. You should change your belief. And you're like, yeah, man, but that's my belief.
I feel like I should get Mondays off from Covino and Rich.
If you change your belief.
Stand by that.
If you change your belief, Danny G, just because I'm like pressuring you to, that makes you a weak-ass dude, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm taking Monday off.
Unless
I don't care what you say.
Unless it's like rooted in true hatred or like racism or something terrible, then that's another story. But this isn't. This is her opinion on trans people in sports. And I'll be honest, I think a majority of people agree with what she says, and I'm so glad she is not bullied into some BS, disingenuous apology.
Now, it's not the first time we've heard opinions on this particular subject. Does it continue to grow? Does this become a bigger story because of Sophie Cunningham? And does this open up the floodgates again for more controversy and for this story to grow? It's developing as sort of growing as we speak, but does it explode? And what are your thoughts? Again, not necessarily on the subject matter, but on, do you find her to be more likable because she's not backing down? I think it's I think it's a really cool quality. I think that's what, honestly, the whole finger point thing is what showed me that she's no punk and she doesn't back down. Because she continued to point when she was told not to, and they're telling her not to have these opinions. She's like, no, these are my opinions. Again, she's standing her ground. I think it makes me like her even more. Iowa Sam, your thoughts?
It's a great quality when someone isn't allowing others to bully them.
To push them around, yeah.
Remember a few days ago when you had the discussion about the fan who wouldn't stand, so he got slapped upside the head?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had a caller, I think he was from Iowa actually, called up and he's like, you know, I'm not. That man who's sitting for the national anthem, even though we don't like it, it's in bad taste.
This is right.
He has a right to sit there, even though it's in bad taste, and it would be undemocratic to not allow him to sit because that's his First Amendment right to sit if he wants.
Understood.
And so I think in this situation, whatever her opinion is, they want to suspend her for whatever her opinion is, and that's ridiculous. That's just like saying, no, there's certain things you can say, there's certain things you can't say.
Yeah,
we're going to punish you for things we don't like.
And it's
well said, buddy.
It's well said for sure, Sam. It's dangerous when it starts to become, if you don't agree with us, you better apologize, or else. I think
in a weird way, it makes her kind of hotter too.
What
100%.
about the need?
Right, I think that's honestly, I really think this is what we're getting at a little bit.
You like a strong
because
woman of conviction.
Yeah, it's like she's hot and she don't take smack like that. It makes her a little hotter. And it shows that she's a little crazy but level-headed.
Not only is she talented, not only is she smart and beautiful, now you're and
she's got a
backbone. She don't let no one push her around.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you hear how then the next media member was needling her, trying to get more out of her, trying to get a little bit of a confrontation? That's what that exchange to me felt like. Are you sure? Because there's a couple of groups here that are really gonna not like you for this.
And by the way, Danny G asked another point.
Mm-hmm.
We have to acknowledge that in this particular conversation, we are taking the bait. Because if it bleeds, it leads, and the headlines read outrage and suspension has to be had, and By who? Where's the outrage? It's by the particular fans, very particular fans in the WNBA. And you could say, well, that's counterproductive because that's who she plays for.
I mean, listen.
But it's not like outraged by the world, is it?
I don't know anyone really mad about it, but the reality.
And these are major news sources that are reporting that.
But we do take the bait, not just us. Everyone does, right?
But we acknowledge that. Hey, we understand that's bait.
How many times you click on a headline, you're like, why did I even do that?
That's the story, though.
Enragement,
or at least that's how they're angling
Every
the story.
day, yeah. That word outrage is so overused.
It is. But I bet you that there are a particular amount of people from a particular group that are upset by this.
I am outraged.
But it just takes one person for you to like make the headline in the article. It really just takes one person to be mad about it, and you could make the headline, really.
Yeah.
It's like, who's mad about it? One person? Oh. So many times you got to ask yourself when these controversial headlines and stories come up, you got to ask yourself, a lot of times it'll be like, people are up in arms. You're like, what people? I remember the first story we covered. This is going back over a decade ago. And I remember Covino and I were like, oh, we're starting to see the clickbait stuff get more and more. There was a headline around the holidays that someone was saying Victoria's Secret at the mall. Remember the story? Where they're like, there was a lingerie display in like the glass front of Victoria's Secret. Like,
window display.
Yeah, window display. People like, and, people are up in arms.
People are talking.
And I remember Covino and I being like, well, hold on. Before we discuss this, like, well, who's up? Do you know anyone? Like, who's up in arms?
Who's outraged?
Like, who would be up in arms
Who's
about
mad
this?
about this?
So, like, you got to ask yourself, who's really up in arms?
So you'll see a movie come out and it's really poorly reviewed by critics. So the movie will go to Twitter to try to find like one or two positive opinions about the movie. And they'll go, and this person on Twitter, Sheila8667, said that the movie was 4 stars, really heartwarming. And it's like, no one else is saying that. You found one person who might be a bot,
right,
or it might be someone who worked on the movie to say something good about it. And that's all you need to say, oh, this movie's it's convincing because someone on Twitter said it.
Yeah.
Well,
but ask yourself this. Do you know one person? Ask yourself. You know a lot of people. We talk to a lot of people every day, from Canada down to Mexico, L.A. to New York, and in between. Do you know anyone that's like, Sophie Cunningham should be suspended because she doesn't think trans men should be trans women should be in women's sports?
But if you read the headlines,
you know anyone?
That's what you're led to believe.
But I don't know. Do you know one human that thinks that?
I don't. No, I don't.
Perhaps
I really
we haven't been given enough time for this to percolate.
Yeah, it's still a growing story.
I mean, this was prior to the game last night, which I watched. And she was asked this because then I think they were asked about the Sun. She was asked questions about the Connecticut Sun. That was the game upcoming. So this has not even been a full 24. Am I wrong here?
No,
it's not
you're right.
A full 24 hours since this has gotten out there.
No, you're absolutely right.
And I'm
it's
gonna pull
all over the news today. And you know what's interesting about it? And this is where you rub your hands together like a fly. And I don't wish like bad things, but as someone who watches sports, controversy is kind of fun sometimes, right? She's going to be even more of a target now because there will be people in the league that don't like what's being said, or her opinions. And maybe she's even more of a target now.
Well,
and that could be interesting to just see.
Let me say something that
But what
let
she
me
said,
say something you always say.
Keep it in context. It wasn't from a malicious place, at least from my understanding, as of now, what I'm gathering. And I think the reminder here is to be strong on your convictions and don't let people push you around. And I think that's a good lesson for all young women and for everybody listening.
Cove, you always say this, and it's always one of my favorite things. When you get a celebrity or an athlete to say something or give their opinion, you'll always be like, well, did they just say it or were they asked?
Right. If they're responding to a question, isn't that also different?
Sophie Cunningham wasn't like, give me the microphone.
Right.
Attention, everyone.
I have an announcement.
Here's my thoughts on blank. Someone said, hey, Sophie, how do you feel about such and such? And she tried to dance around it like, well, tell us more. And she gave her opinion. You asked for it.
That makes it like way different, right?
You asked her.
You asked the question. You just didn't like her answer. She wasn't like she didn't pull out her scroll and say, hear ye. I have an announcement.
I decree.
That's how Isaac starts every update, by the way.
I know, but that's not.
He is Sir Isaac.
Right? Isn't it different when, like, hey, you asked me a question, I gave you an answer, you didn't like it, now I'm the bad guy? You asked the question. So, yeah, there is some difference there. But anyway, I think the reminder here is if you're not hurting anybody, it's not malicious, and you're just, it's what you truly and honestly believe. don't let people bully you or boss you around, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing here, and that's what we're reminded of. And never believe those headlines because as of now, even though it's still a newer story, I don't see any outrage about
there's
that.
There's no way on planet Earth she gets suspended for not. She's not going to get suspended for something I would think most people on planet Earth agree with.
Most, but not everybody.
Yeah. Danny G, let's go to the phones. Let's take a couple.
Definitely
quickies.
not everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely not everybody.
Anyone you'd want to hang out with?
Still not. I'm just being clear. Not everybody agrees with her.
You got a daughter.
I do have a daughter.
Come on.
You have a daughter too.
Come on. All right. Who we got, Danny?
Let's talk to Adam in Vermont.
What's
Hey,
up, Adam?
Adam.
How are you, man?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
What up,
Adam?
buddy?
What's up, man? You're on.
Okay, I had an idea as far as the trans thing and sort of mending the political divide. What you do is you do a hybrid season, right, that's open to boys and girls that doesn't take away from their regular season, okay? And it's all just who wants to play. Hopefully you get the best athletes out of the schools.
I'm sure eventually there's going to be a better answer than people just fighting about it, right?
Well, speaking of, he brought politics into this briefly.
Yeah.
Her being labeled like MAGA Barbie doesn't help, right? Because it just doesn't help that storyline.
What did I tell?
And she sort of shuts that down.
What
by the
did
way.
I
Right.
tell?
No, she didn't give that name to herself.
Yeah, she's shutting that
by
down.
the way,
like her opinions have nothing to do with that.
And she even said during that clip, she's like, I'm more moderate. There's things I'm liberal on, there's
She
things conservative on.
She says I
like,
am
I'm in the
completely
middle.
down the middle
By the way,
when it comes to her politics.
Adam from Vermont, he very adamant, no pun intended. He called in during Stugatz to give this same thing, like do a co-ed sports where everyone can participate. So he definitely wanted to get that message out there, which is interesting.
Sammy
Thank
boy,
you, man.
Interestingly enough, I said this to Covino a week ago, and it's so true because you saw it with the comedian Nate Bargatze. I said the minute Sophie Cunningham showed up at a UFC event, there's certain people that associate that like you can't like. If you like the fight game or UFC or you're involved with Dana White, you must be some way.
Dude, you're right about
that.
that.
The minute she held up the ring card, I said to Covino, I go, up. Now there's going to be lamos labeling her because she goes to a fight. I told you that a week ago.
There are no liberals out there that like UFC.
That is the sentiment for some, I was Sam.
I'm
Well,
sure
yeah,
there
that
are.
is-
You see Nate Bargatze. Did you see the feedback he got when he went to the Trump UFC at the White House?
And by the way, that's such a great comment, Sam, because how silly is that? Even though for some reason a stigma is attached to it, I'm a fight fan. Do you think there's some sort of political alliance to my
Because you like fighting.
my
You like
appreciation?
You like
of good-
you like a good boxing
I love
match or a fight.
I got a good scrap. You think that has anything to do with Trump?
Well,
That's
Dana
craziness.
White's buddies with Trump, so
Right,
that
but-
alliance,
But I'm saying
that's
you
where
don't
you
think
get that idea.
But you don't think
I know,
that's
but
a
that's
wild.
silly, dude.
That's a wild assumption.
That's stupid.
It's a wild assumption. If you like UFC, it's a wild assumption
Yo.
to assume someone's politics because they like UFC.
We've had Dana White on our show many times over the years, and he's a great guy. That has no bearing on any politics ever thought.
None.
Because I like Dana White, and I think he was a very nice guy to us.
None.
It's insane.
And I know she became friendly with him. I don't know the relationship, but she shut that Barbie MAGA thing down. She made it very clear that her politicals are down the middle for the most part.
You say
So-
her politicals?
Her politicals,
Dude,
man.
he said her politicals.
All right, that's what I said.
Did you say San Francisco 49ers?
Did you say 49ers?
Hey, man, I'm doubling down. I've always said 49ers, and I always say politicals.
Oh, yeah, her politicals.
So we'll wrap it up with your phone calls.
yeah, a
Again,
lot
we're not talking about trans people. We're talking about her.
We're talking about
standing by her
sticking to your
opinions.
guns.
Sticking to your
We're talking about
guns.
sticking to your guns, but also the idea of, again, being labeled or people making assumptions because of silly things.
Yeah,
or,
man.
having an opinion.
I thought, or it's nice to think we're moving past that.
Yeah, let's
Right?
hope. All right, we got more Covino and Rich. Your feedback, your phone calls. We're going to go old school. We'll talk some sports movies. We'll talk a little LeBron, whether you like it or not, Danny J, because his son is now chiming in on this.
You got 3 minutes on the Aaron Rodgers timer.
Oh, no. And your thoughts on all this next, right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Your phone call's next. Every sports season's built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Investing deserves the same approach.
With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions. Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for your family, IRAs, cash management accounts, custodial accounts for kids, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all on one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally. And now, to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
Yeah, get that financial portfolio game ready. Download the Webull app today or visit Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosure.
Caleb Ferguson watches this routine ground ball get botched. Could have been a double play. And you see him mouth the words, "You effing fat ass.
Get
out of the way,
you fat
FMF, you fat MFer." That's what he says. So it's and you see it in slow motion a million times because it goes on social media. "You effing fat ass. Get out the way, you fat MFer." But he says it with this gusto and fury and like this level of disdain, disgust that pierces through the soul of Bill Miller, who just happens to be there in the way, doing the best job he can. You know, I think with all the umpire challenges, I think it showed us how good they really are, you know, and how right they are most of the time.
It's
impressive how good they are.
It would be interesting to get a regular fellow behind home plate and be like, "Yeah, let's see how you do."
Yeah.
Calling balls and strikes at that precise of a rate.
These guys take their job serious.
Shut up, Bill Miller.
Bill Miller's been doing it a long time. He's an older fella. He's a big guy, and he was in the way. Now, the question is, because Rich keeps harping on it, he's like, you never forget that. Because the story, the update as of today is that Caleb Ferguson responded and apologized.
Yeah, this is what pitcher Caleb Ferguson said. And keep in mind, he said this in a very passionate moment. The team was getting romped anyway, and he thought, all right, we're already getting killed. All right, double play ball. Oh, umpire gets in the way. And again, calls him an effing fat ass. Get out of the way, you fat mother effer. Like, but the fact that Bill Miller doesn't throw him out the game and sort of just was like, oh, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's wild. I'm surprised he didn't. He sort of just took it like he knew he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It just sucks.
So he sat there and had to watch this.
And I think
Bill Miller,
by not kicking him out, I think that makes Caleb Ferguson feel even worse because it's like, oh, I was really mean and I didn't even like. And Bill Miller just took it. Here's what he said, because no one dropped this. He thought maybe, no one's going to figure it out. A day or so later, it's still lingering.
Don't feel great about it, for sure. Definitely very uncharacteristic for myself. As long as I've been in this game, I don't know if you'll find a clip of me going in an umpire like that. So definitely going to have to wear that one on the chest and going to seek Bill out. We'll try to at some point. and definitely make it right with him, because very unprofessional on my part. So nothing you can do with it now, but just have to move on. I know Bill's doing his best to not be in the way in that situation, so I've got to be better on my part too.
I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do. There's something that you know what? It's just an in-the-moment situation. And Bill Miller, being surrounded by professional sports, involving his entire life into calling professional sports as an umpire, hopefully understands that too. I mean, the passion level in these moments are undeniable. And by the way, the Mariners are beating the Reds right now as we speak, 3-2. So he apologized, but once the toothpaste is out of the tube and you say you're sorry, can you ever really put it back in and forget?
Can't push that toothpaste back in. And I said this to Covino before the show, and I'll say it to all of you. And by the way, thanks for hanging with Covino and Rich. If you say something generic, like, oh, man, yo, get out the way, you effing jerk, or you moron, or that, you could call someone every name in the book. But I think when you go personal, and it's fat or bald, or I think there's things that you can't take back. It's almost like saying something, and I think every guy has been in a relationship where you've said something to a wife or girlfriend, and they'll repeat it for 10 years.
By the way, I'm the opposite. Maybe I'm going from the school of Bill Miller. And maybe Bill.
What is that, where you eat a lot?
No.
No, I say that because it's a barbecue place, Bill Miller.
It's a you wear a tougher exterior when it's said to your face because you respect it a little more. It's when it's behind my back that I never forget, and I sometimes never forgive. I may say, hey, and like let it slide. I'm not going to punch you in the face, but it's noted, and I never like you the same way. I have two like really petty examples, and I never forget them. There was one guy behind my back. I heard that he was calling me a doorknob, and I had no idea what that meant. Like, what did he mean by that? And it was like, dumb as a doorknob was his reference. And I was like, okay, noted, never liked him the same way. Swear to God. Does anybody really want Sophie Cunningham suspended?
Come on.
She won't back down, Tom Petty style. Good call. I love this song, Iowa Sam. Danny G's producing on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. We got old school and 50 hits. We're talking movies today. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, streaming live on YouTube at Covino and Rich FSR if you want to watch the show. And, of course, Overpromised later today, our bonus pod with Henry Winkler. And it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get started right now. Powerful investing tools and real-time data all on one platform. Download the Webull app today or visit Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
All right, so we can wrap this Sophie Cunningham conversation with some phone calls. Get your feedback. Again, it's not about trans women in women's sports. It's about Sophie Cunningham saying, here's my take, which is a take that I think a majority of people agree with. And now because she was asked and threw it out there are headlines saying, who should she be suspended? And it's like, what?
You know what I think we learned too?
Yeah.
Like how silly it is to think just because you love a good fight that you're like automatically a Trump lover.
Is that wild?
I mean, that's just bonkers.
MAGA Barbie because she went to a UFC event.
I mean, I get how one could assume that, but to imply that that's just how it is, even when Sophie Cunningham says, like, yeah, I have this relationship with the UFC or whatever, but I'm right down the middle politically. It's crazy to think that you're just, you're a Trump guy and anything you say is crazy. And, hey, I just like fights. Relax. This isn't a political statement.
Wild. All right, Danny G, where do you want to start?
Let's go to Kentucky. Tim Bob.
What's up, Tim Bob?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, I hope you remember me. I'm the one that was talking about the hickory stick.
Yeah, man. I got one in the studio just in case Rich steps out of line.
I hear you.
He's the guy that got
really
whooped as a kid. What's up, man?
I really don't have a dog in this fight with Sophie Cunningham, but I think it all comes back to freedom of speech. She's got a right to her own opinion, and people don't jive with her opinion, then those people's parents and grandparents need to take a hickory stick to them.
Yeah.
Get the hickory stick.
Yeah, we're not all going to like each other's opinions.
But
That's
you're
just-
entitled.
that's life,
You're
you know?
entitled to those things.
And as I always say, yeah, everyone's entitled to their wrong opinions.
Hey, listen, man. We like different types of women, right?
Sure do.
We like different sports teams.
Sure do. Even today, look at Rich and I just like representing everything right now. Look at us.
Meanwhile,
I'm a Yankees guy, Rich the Mets guy. You know what? We do a great show together.
Meanwhile, Danny's like, yeah, Fernando Mendoza's new contract, and I don't care at all.
Yeah.
We
Yet
care about different
still-
things.
We
have-
join forces to do a good show.
Three of you are representing New York sports in a way. Danny,
has Wu-Tang.
yep, and New York, and
From
then
the
you
slums
have
of Shaolin.
Mets, and then Yankees, and then me and Danny are kind of matching, and I'm supporting Caitlin Clark today
Look at you supporting your girlfriend.
because she's been playing well on the court.
Well, you
Everything
know what?
else,
They're saying
kick
her
rocks.
flopping is racist,
Yeah.
Sam.
You know what?
That's a
I
whole
enjoyed the
nother
game.
topic for a different
I
show.
feel like you're supporting racism by wearing that shirt.
I support her
Stop it.
starting 5 for 5 from the
By the way,
three-point
I
line.
want to make this clear. That's not even a joke. There's a real story
In the USA Today.
in USA Today, but it's all over the place on social media too. That flopping now is just
not helping race relations.
There you go.
arguing calls too. you know?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. All right, two more quickies.
Yeah,
Here we
let's go to Terry in Florida.
Hi,
Hey,
Terry.
Back it up, Terry.
Hey, gents.
What's up, man?
So pretty simple stuff here, right? First of all, good for her for sticking up for what she believes, right? But I think the fix could be easy, right? I think if you talk to a trans man or woman, I think what they'd say they want is to be treated equally, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, this model doesn't work in all sports, but there's a few where it does, and I think WNBA and NBA is one of them. And here's how you get equal, right? As soon as a trans man, I guess, makes it into the into the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll start entertaining a conversation where a trans woman could make it into the WNBA.
Because if it only goes one way, typically with skill set, then that's where the conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's where everyone's issue is.
I just think you gotta keep in mind that nothing was said maliciously, really, at all.
No, and I think the crux and I said the word crux. The crux of all this and the point people always go to is, it's never going to go the other way because the advantage would be a man's strength versus a woman's strength naturally, trans or not, is always going to be the factor. So they'll figure something out eventually. That's above my pay grade. What about you? It's not my job to figure out those type of things.
2 more phone calls and we'll move on. And again, we're just talking about Sophie Cunningham, but does it make her cooler, more likable, knowing that she's standing her ground? That's really
I
what
always
we're
find
asking.
it's attractive and just a great trait for anyone, man, woman, or anyone, to, stick by what you believe in if you're not hurting anyone.
Well, because we've grown up where we've been fed these forced apologies for the past 10+ years.
Man.
Right? It's so disingenuous. Like they put out a statement of a random apology, and you're like, get out of here
You know
with
what it's
that.
like? It's like whenever a celebrity couple gets divorced, it's amicable. I've seen friends get divorced. It's
BS.
never amicable.
Never, yeah.
I mean, come on. All right, let's go.
Before Ilo's update, we'll take one more here.
All right, who we got?
Manny in El Paso is going to wrap this.
Oh, Manny, wrap it up.
Guys, Sophie Cunningham will always be cool, no matter what. But
Yep.
here's the thing. I find this to be a big coincidence. Wasn't everyone looking at the WNBA for being in trouble with, as a matter of fact, with Caitlin Clark, like, oh, they're being unfair to her. Oh, my God, there's a hate towards her for something.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Sophie Cunningham said this, it's like drawing the spotlight away from them, putting it on Sophie and said, oh, forget about what we said now. Yeah, let's focus on Sophie for what she said. I find it too fishy. It's too much of a coincidence that now everyone's trying to put the focus on Sophie instead of the WNBA. So
That's a great point. And you know what? I think sort of what he's saying. You know how there's two categories of attention. Some is layered in negativity and hot button issues, and some is just like, good drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NBA leans away from the good drama and they lean into the controversial stuff that could hurt people's feelings. It's very odd to me. It's like they when they have what I consider like, ooh, that's some juice right there. Ooh, Caitlin Clark, the point. Angel Reese versus, I'm sorry.
It's not a good business model.
Like, I feel like
honestly, if it wasn't for the NBA backing it, I don't think this business model lasts.
No, well,
not by hanging on to these weak ass stories.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to Ilo for an update, and then we will get to far more fun stuff. What's up, Ilo? How are you, buddy?
Hear ye, hear ye.
Told you. That's how he starts his update.
I know, yeah. Break out the scroll.
Yes. I decree But the Cleveland Guardians really stepped in it today. Today against the Minnesota Twins, Cleveland starter Gavin Williams struck out 11.
Shame. Shame.
That's his town crier bell.
Sorry.
Also, my side business selling ice cream. Anyway, Cleveland starter Gavin Williams today against the Twins struck out 11, allowed just 2 hits and 7 scoreless innings, including striking out the side on 9 pitches in the 4th inning.
I
the
saw
old
that, an
immaculate inning.
Pretty cool.
There's a catch. He was taken out after 97 pitches, leading 1-0, and the Twins promptly tied the game against the Cleveland bullpen and then went on to win it in 12 innings, 3-1. The Atlanta Braves hit 4 home runs in a 6-5 win over the San Diego Padres. Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1. Right now in St. Louis, the Cardinals up 2-0 over the Arizona Diamondbacks in the top of the 2nd inning. NFL media reports Carolina Panthers promising second-year linebacker Nick Scorton tore his right ACL in practice today and will be out for the season. Last year, as a rookie, Scorton had 5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss. The Baltimore Ravens today waived rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. Back to you guys.
Isaac, it's we become desensitized to no-hitters and perfect games and great performances. I think a proof of that is earlier this season when Yuri Perez on the Marlins was throwing a perfect game through 7. And they took him out, and within a couple pitches, the perfect game was gone, the no-hitter was gone, and then the shutout was gone. And, I feel like in past years, we would have harped down that, what are they doing? We're just so used to the idea of, we're not in a world where a pitcher is going to win 300 games. They're not going to go complete games. And no-hitters and perfect games are just not what it is all about anymore.
That's a perfect word for it. Desensitized. I mean, if this would have happened, say, in the 1990s, it would have been unthinkable.
You take a guy out after the 7th inning in a perfect game when he has 90-something pitches?
That's what you'd be talking about for the whole 2 hours, and people would be outraged.
I saw a meme that kind of goes with what you're saying, Rich.
Yeah.
Number of 300 hitters in the MLB right now, do you know?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Probably 10 or under.
All right. Well, in 96, there was 56 300 hitters. In 2006, 48. In 2016, 28. And as of July 19th, so it's a few days old, 8 batters in the MLB over 300. So the game has changed a lot.
Oh, man.
So we're desensitized by hitting 300.
Your weakest, non-power hitting shortstop that was just a great defender, a la the Rafael Santana or Ray Ordonez, those guys would bat 220, 230, and they were a liability. Now, half your team bats 230,
30
right?
years ago, there was 56 players in the league batting over 300. There's 8
Can I give you guys the funniest dumb proof of pitch counts and how it's changed since, what started all? Covino's boy, Jabba Chamberlain. Remember the Jabba rules? When he came back off an injury, it was he can't pitch more than 100 pitches. And I almost feel like that was the beginning of everyone doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Angels in the Outfield with my kids the other night. Great movie. Hey, Tony Danza, Danny Glover, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, the cast is unbelievable. Great movie.
Isn't Adrien Brody in there?
Adrien Brody is one of the ancillary characters.
Yeah.
So is Matthew McConaughey. He's one of the outfielders. Star-studded. Great movie for the kiddos, by the way. Mel Clark, played by Tony Danza, was the aging, grizzled veteran. And in that last game, they're like, Mel Clark's running out of steam. He's thrown 160 pitches.
And
that was in the movie.
Pitches. Oh. Hey, my arm's falling off. Oh.
So just to show you how far we've come since the 90s. All right, more Covino and Rich. We're going to get old school because we're a bunch of old fools right here on Covino and Rich next. I feel like Tom Brady's cooler than he's ever been. Let's talk Tom Brady for a second because the headline reads something I completely disagree with. It said, Tom Brady, his PR stunts are hurting his brand. And I have the feeling that while he played, there was a lot of Tom Brady hate because of the Patriots are so dominant. It was easy to hate on Tom Brady because he was great. I think post-career Tom Brady, who's hanging out with hot women at parties, who all of a sudden part owns a team, who's a broadcaster, who's showing up at all these cool events. I feel like Tom Brady's cooler than he's ever been.
Well, the big viral story was that he and Logan Paul went face to face, and he slaps Logan Paul at a little stare down press conference at Fanatics Fest, and people were buying it. They're like, yo, is that really happening? It's like, yo, this is Logan Paul. He's in the WWE. This is all some sort of gimmick. But that went viral, and it got people talking and people buzzing.
I think anything that Tom Brady does, I find he's a fascinating guy to me. You see him, he was at Fanatics Fest, and he threw a baseball 5 times, and they were all fastball strikes. Then everything this guy does to me is like, yeah, Tom Brady still got it. To me, you see him, all this little secret footage, like, ooh, look, he's at this party, and who's hanging around him? Alex Earl or Sofia Vergara, or there was a moment where, Kim Kardashian, or you name it, Sydney Sweeney. Tom Brady is as cool as he's ever been. I can't understand why people think commercials. Someone said, oh, he's doing Pizza Hut commercials, and he's showing up at, fan events.
Well, I know 2 people here in the studio that disagree with you for sure. And it's a story because not everybody agrees with Rich.
I don't think he needs to do this gimmicky stuff. He is a GOAT for a reason. And also, Tom, you have no time. You are a part owner of an NFL team, and you are a full-time broadcaster now for NFL and Fox. So I'm just confused. I'm like, are you bored?
I just look at Tom as living. I look at Tom as living it up. Every time you see Tom, he's at an event. The
events are fine, but now you start doing gimmicky things with Logan Paul. If you think you said to me, everybody loves Logan Paul. I don't think that's true.
I don't think. I think he's very famous, and I think Tom Brady getting a little beef with him is funny.
Sam called him the lesser of the Paul brothers.
Sam did. And what was they were flicking each other off? Was that at the World Cup final?
That was at the World Cup
I
final.
will say this though, he was very gracious the few times we've met him.
To be honest, I don't know who the lesser of the Paul brothers is, but I just associate them with kind of sideshow nonsense.
Right.
I'm with Monty here.
But he's social media popular, the younger demo. I think Tom Brady is just doing. Tom Brady's having fun. I just think what is it? Tom Brady is opening up packs of baseball cards. He's going on podcasts. I feel like Tom Brady's just having all the fun Tom Brady wants to have.
Question though, I got to be honest. I'm a little torn because what Monty and Sam were saying, read between the lines, is that this is way beneath a Tom Brady.
Exactly.
So you think he should be like Michael Jordan and dip away and be super exclusive,
I
like
think
he
that's
comes
an
out once a
extreme.
decade?
I think you're giving an extreme. I do love that about Michael Jordan, though.
I think that makes Michael Jordan the lamest.
Yeah, does it make
Why?
Brady more
we
likable
can't
or
critique
less?
him. We don't know anything about Michael Jordan. We can't critique his actions.
If you're gonna surface and do stuff like this, maybe just put it through the filter one more time. The whole slap thing, I watch it. It didn't sell me, and I know, pro wrestling, all that stuff, but I'm watching Brady. He didn't look mad enough before the slap to sell me on that.
But
he was just boom, right in the ear.
He's also a dad, and his kids probably get a kick out of some of the stuff he does. And I just think that Tom Brady spent.
Shaq did wrestling. There's other goats.
But Shaq's character and attitude, he's always been that type of personality.
Tom Brady was finally able to let loose, Monty. Tom Brady was. I look at it as Tom Brady spent 20 years being the most disciplined winner ever. The minute he retired, now he's able to let loose a little bit and have fun.
But he's got so much on his plate. You're going to add this to it, and this is, again, Covino said it perfectly. It just seems beneath him. That's all. Listen, he can do whatever he wants. You're right. He's a grown-ass man, and he's a GOAT. He can do whatever he wants.
If Tom Brady was doing local, go to, Al's Carpet Shack. That's one thing. A national Pizza Hut commercial where
I love those commercials. I'm not knocking him on that. But Logan Paul is associated as
with the biggest events we see
as a joke.
Is it a joke when they make hundreds of millions of dollars for him and his brother?
It's a joke for the people spending money on it. I've never given him a dime.
When Logan or Jake Paul, and when either of the Paul brothers puts on some big pay-per-view, it's the highest selling thing ever?
Something I've never watched in my life.
I'm just saying, you can't say the Paul brothers are a joke. They make more money than anyone.
What are you talking? People are entertained.
Mr. Danny G and Iowa Sam and the Cron are here.
Amateur producers need extra dude wipes.
Yes, right. And our buddies are here. Daniel Javier Feets, and Julissa Feets. We have guests in the studio. But it's
nice to
time
see
for
old
our
friends.
TireRack play of the day. Oh, I like this play of the day, Danny G.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. I'm a Yankees fan. You can see it right here. On my Travis Matthew t-shirt.
After winning the first game of the doubleheader and extending their streak to 15 games, I was hoping for 16, but the Orioles finally snapped Boston's winning streak.
Orioles are now away from a very important victory for them. The pitch. A looper to right, caught by Holiday, and that's your ball game. And that's where the winning streak ends for Boston. At 15 games, stopped by the Orioles, and Baltimore grabs a 4-2 road trip out of the gate in the second half.
You know, I think it's awesome what the Red Sox did, but as a Yankees fan, I'm glad the Orioles put the fire out, man. Like 15 in a row, and it's crazy. Courtesy of WBAL Orioles Radio Network, that was our TireRack play of the day. For over 40 years, TireRack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Oh, look at that. It's 50. Let's go.
There's a certain...
Yeah!
What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
Yeah!
All right,
Can I,
get this.
before you go old school, I got to say one thing based on what you and Danny were saying. You know how you said how few guys are hitting over 300 in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, it's weak.
When you were talking about the Orioles and the play of the day, I'm like, oh, what's Pete Alonso doing? Because you always follow your former players, Danny.
Sure.
21 bombs, 60-something ribbies, and he's batting 247, which I'm like, that's all right. But would you believe the Orioles' top batting leader is only batting 250? Like, there's teams in Major League Baseball where the guy with the highest batting average is 250. That's the world we're living in now. Averaging a 1 for 4 is your best player.
Bro, Austin Wells, Yankees starting catcher. The starting catcher of the New York Yankees. And I say this respectfully. I don't hate the guy. But he's batting 163.
Telling you, if we were 10 years younger, we'd be in Major League Baseball.
Yo, dude, I think I could bat 163. I'm not even kidding.
But do you remember, Danny, I know Danny's like, get to old school.
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids in the National League when they hit? A good hitting pitcher would hit like 200.
Yeah.
Doc Gooden, guys like that would bat like 220.
Fernando hit like 240, 250.
Jeez, anyway.
Well,
I
speaking of
digress.
baseball, it has to do with our old school discussion of the day, old school and 50 hits. Everybody remember Chad Powers? I mean, you probably know Glenn Powell from other things, but Chad Powers was that show produced by the Manning brothers.
I like Chad Powers. You did not.
I liked it. I didn't love it. You love things that aren't worthy of love. You know what I mean? You're like the boy who cried, I loved everything. And then you watch it, like, it was just okay.
That's pretty wordy. The boy that cried, I loved everything.
You come in every day about this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Never said the best.
So wait, wasn't last year the first year of Chad Powers?
I like Chad.
Has it been renewed,
Sam,
or is it
was
just one and
good.
done?
It wasn't the best.
Listen,
you know that Rich talked about.
I said The Hawk.
Yeah,
that's on
you know
now.
what?
Is
Barely
good.
watchable.
No, is
Barely
good.
watchable.
It is good.
It's good.
I said Chad Powers is
Barely good.
I said Ted Lasso's amazing. As we were talking about sports stuff. Here's my thought.
You got bad taste.
If you ever need a good review, go to Rich on Twitter. And you need that one tweet.
Yeah,
it's like, it's
he's-
good. It's good.
He's easily
I'm kidding, Rich.
impressed.
It's good.
Yeah, Glenn
It's
Powell.
good. It's good. It's good.
Glenn Powell was also the star in the remake of Twisters.
And he was also, wasn't he in? What other movie?
He was
in
with Sydney Sweeney,
in that
Anyone
rom-
But You.
He was Anyone But You. He
Well,
was,
anyway,
yeah, he was
you
in
know,
that
He was in
rom-com.
a baseball movie called Everybody Wants Some, which was a topic.
Well, I want you to think
another
of
show.
his face in a baseball uniform because he's now playing Lou Gehrig in a biopic. And based on the news that Glenn Powell will star as Lou Gehrig in an upcoming biopic, what are the greatest performances portraying real or fictional athletes and coaches?
Ooh.
So I'll give you an example. Like, I think based on his athleticism, we've seen him as a quarterback and baseball player, and his look and his acting chops. He's a likable dude. I think he'll play a good Lou Gehrig.
And I think most people listening right now, and this is a sports network, wouldn't be able to pick Lou Gehrig out of a lineup. He died in 1941. I mean, This
you
is
don't think that he's like a recognizable?
No, he's
what?
not a. I don't think Lou Gehrig's a.
What? Just from his famous speech alone, we know what he looks
I
like.
consider myself so.
I don't think Lou Gehrig's one that. You ask anyone under 40, I bet you they're like, I don't even know what Lou Gehrig looks like. So I think Glenn Powell, as I look
Pretty
side
good.
by side, I think it'll be good.
It's good enough for sure.
But I mean, you're a Yankees fan also. I don't think the average. You ask some like 32-year-old random dude that likes baseball, he's like, yeah, Lou Gehrig, old timer.
All right. Well, based on that, we get to your phone calls next.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
NFL media reports that Carolina Panthers promising second-year linebacker Nick Scorton tore his right ACL in practice today and will be out for the season. Last year as a rookie, Scorton had 5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss. New York Giants receiver Malik Neighbors will not be placed on the physically unable to perform list to begin training camp. Neighbors had over 1,200 receiving yards as a rookie, but tore his right ACL 4 games into last season. The Baltimore Ravens today waived rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. In Major League Baseball today against the Minnesota Twins, Cleveland Guardians starter Gavin Williams struck out 11 and allowed just 2 hits in 7 scoreless innings, including striking out the side on 9 pitches in the 4th. He was taken out after 97 pitches, leading 1-0, and the Twins promptly tied the game and then went on to win it in 12 innings, 3-1. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
All right.
Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, Covino and Rich. And for over 40 years, TireRack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection.
Okay.
With convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right.
I'm
now,
Covino. That is Rich.
As we take all your phone calls, as we talk about sports movies, just know that we might have a couple cool prizes up our sleeve.
Yeah, if you have a great answer, you'll get a summer prize pack, all right?
Or maybe something more. Who knows?
Oh, well, 877-99 on Fox's Old School and 50 Hits. And we still got to talk LeBron. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. We be rocking out. Let's go. Danny G is on the phone.
I mean, what's there to talk about with LeBron? His son doesn't even know. Ronnie doesn't know.
We are unfortunately
going to
run out of time, and you guys will not be able to talk LeBron.
Ronnie doesn't know.
And then we will all clap and celebrate.
877-99 on Fox. That's the number to call in now. 877-99 on Fox.
Can I give you something else we're going to get to on Overpromised today, our bonus pod, besides our sit-down with Henry Winkler?
Let's hear it.
Where he has some really funny Travis Kelce, Mahomes stories. Covino and I have broke the glass on something no one else in the sports media world has. There's a reason why John Harbaugh's speech yesterday fell flat, and it has nothing to do
with being unprepared or nervous or anything like that.
We once we figured it out, Danny, it was like, oh my God.
Well, I have one question.
We figured it out.
Think about this. You think John Harbaugh, Super Bowl winning champion, you think him in his years of coaching is at a loss for words and doesn't know how to give a rah-rah speech?
On the surface, when he does that, hey, you guys nervous? You're the Giants, the New York Giants. There's more to it, and we break it down on Overpromised. You will.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's broke the glass.
All right, and that's right after this show, an hour from now, right here on our YouTube page, where you could watch the show right now and chime in at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. You could watch it anytime, but if you're here live, we appreciate you. Now, I think this is really cool. I love a good biopic. You know, yesterday was Ozzy Day. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday. There's a Ozzy biopic in the works.
Really?
Yeah, there's a pick in the works. They haven't said who's playing Ozzy yet, not to my knowledge, but they have someone in mind. They say it's great and all that. And I think this is a really good casting. Glenn Powell as Lou Gehrig.
Rich is hoping for Will Ferrell for Ozzy.
Rich loves Will
God,
Ferrell.
he would be fantastic.
Have you seen Hawk? Oh my God!
You know what?
The Hawk. I thought it was an Andre Dawson biopic. It's a stupid golf show on Netflix.
You know what? You have bad taste.
The variety story from yesterday we're talking about, though, is Glenn Powell as Lou Gehrig.
He's a likable dude, and Lou Gehrig was a likable guy whose life ended too soon. He made the famous speech, "Today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth." Earth. And, you know, we're going to see, I guess, the journey of his life, his career, and his health struggles and everything else. We have a clip of the speech.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, Rich says most people wouldn't recognize him, but we all agree that Glenn Powell is a good enough look-alike
By
to pull it off. I think you got to look somewhat like the guy, right?
By the way, the same speech Covino gave the day we teamed up on the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, now I'm going to start it off. I don't think anyone's going to say this.
Okay.
But based on Glenn Powell, who else comes to mind?
Are we going?
And let me clarify, too, because there were a couple of calls of where they were just calling in movies. We're talking about specific performances where the actor or actress portrayed an athlete or a coach.
Does it have to be? It can't be fictional.
No, yeah.
It could be fictional.
It could be.
Yeah.
But the best and coolest answer wins, and we'll be the judges. But if you've ever seen the movie 61, it's the very famous story about the home run race,
Oh, yeah.
you know, breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. And the story behind the story was everyone was rooting for Mickey Mantle, and no one really wanted Roger Maris to break the record. Right? 61. And it was produced by Billy Crystal. It's a great movie. And
did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, I saw it on
like
a plane.
it a lot.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Barry Pepper.
I was just going to say, Sam.
I'm sorry.
No. Hey, no worries.
What happened to Barry Pepper? He was in a couple big movies back then.
He was in a few war movies, too.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
sniper. What happened to that guy?
Thomas Jane. I don't know, but Thomas Jane played a great Mickey Mantle. Right? He also played the Punisher, too, I believe, right? But he was a great Mickey Mantle. But even better than his Mickey Mantle was Barry Pepper as Roger Maris. But he wasn't playing any Pepper, Rich. He was just hitting bombs,
smacking
61 of them. But he looked like Roger Maris, like good enough, and did such a great job where I have to give it a nod to get the conversation going. Like, you'd be really impressed if you saw their portrayal of this character.
I'm glad you brought that movie up. And another one, Jackie Robinson, 42 is the movie. Chadwick Boseman.
Dude, the
Before
late
anyone
great.
really
Rest
knew
in
him,
peace.
I wrote this. Danny G, it's the first thing I wrote down. I'm not even joking.
I think you appreciate it more, too, if you watch it now.
Rich, you know what was so cool about the second or third time I saw that movie? Dodger Stadium, after a game, played that on their big screen. So everyone stayed after the game with blankets and food and everything and watched that movie on the big screen.
You know how they always say Jackie Robinson was the perfect guy to break the color barrier? Because it took a particular type of demeanor and type of man to do that, right? Like a special guy. I really think Boseman was that perfect guy to portray him in that movie. And if you've never seen it, it's worth the watch. Yeah, Isla, what's up?
Just a footnote on this. This past Sunday, Jackie's wife, Rachel Robinson, celebrated her 104th birthday.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. That's insane.
That's an old woman.
But you know what? We're
No,
standing
she's the
by.
old maid.
Danny G will double down. I'll double down on 61. Like, these
That's
are
old.
movies, if you haven't seen it, you'll be so impressed by their portrayal of these characters, where it has to be noted here on this day, and we're excited to say that.
61 and 42 are movies you should have your kids watch with you.
And they're both I just looked up both of them recently. They're both streaming somewhere if you look it up. We'll go to your phone calls now. Rich, any come to mind, like right off the bat, pun intended?
You know, I didn't watch the movie, but I'm curious if any of you have a review. It was a big movie last year about the Von Erich brothers.
You know, man.
The Iron Claw, because I know Zac Efron, and people were talking about the movie.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White, like, was that good?
I was
or no?
so pumped about that movie.
No, you didn't feel
that I watched it. I vouched for it with mixed company. Like, yo, guys, let's watch this.
Let's watch the.
And it was
Iron
so
Claw.
Slow that I felt guilty to.
Guys, sorry, I'm usually better at picking movies.
All right, put it this way: if I had to apologize to everybody after the movie, it's not that it sucked. It didn't suck, but it was slow and it was just okay. It was just okay, but I really wanted to like that movie.
Now, I know it's based on a real guy, right? So it's a biopic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think his likable, go get him, yet clumsy vibe of Sean Astin as Rudy. Like, I think, just knowing Sean Astin, he's a good dude, and, he played the perfect Rudy.
Yeah. And he was a real guy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming everybody knows that, right?
Yeah.
And we got the story firsthand from Joe Montana.
Joe Montana ruins the movie.
Do you know Joe Montana ruins the... Yeah, he does.
By the way,
he's like, yeah, you like that movie? Yeah, it was nothing like that in real life. You're like, come on, Joe. Why you got to...
We held him up as a joke.
Yeah.
Rudy Rudiger is 77 years old.
You know that is the story, though?
Joe Montana's a buzzkill.
Yeah,
even though he's
squashes it.
Even
you
though
guys
Joe
have
Montana,
told us the story.
Yeah, bro. Keep it to yourself.
Joe Montana is my
Ruin
childhood
the magic.
He's my childhood hero. I had his poster on my wall. He's still probably my number one favorite athlete ever. But the fact that Joe Montana can't just go along with the Rudy story is like his weakest trait.
It's like somebody telling me slee stacks weren't real.
I just don't get it. I just don't get why he ruins it for everybody.
Joe loves to be like, yeah, that wasn't
But Richard,
true.
what a great portrayal of Rudy Rudiger, and a great movie all around. Till this day, a young Vince Vaughn, a young Jon Favreau, and like you said, Sean Astin as Rudy. All right, so your phone calls now, 877-99 on Fox, old school and 50 hits. We do this every Thursday. We get you involved. The coolest call, or the one that makes us say, oh, yeah, good one,
Yep.
wins a prize.
Okay, let's
go
what we
now.
got?
Let's start in Kansas City. Dan.
Kansas City Dan, what's up?
Hey, what about Tommy Lee Jones as Ty Cobb?
That's I love that casting, but I can't say I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I love Tommy Lee Jones. I can see him as the hard nose.
Once back in the day.
Yeah, because Ty Cobb was not a likable dude, right? Not a likable guy, dirty sort of player. You could see Tommy Lee Jones playing that guy.
Cobb, 1994. I didn't even heard of this film.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't want to pull an eye with Sam, as they say, where you take all the good answers. Sorry, Sam.
No, give us one.
Don't Sam it up.
Yeah, I know that's your reputation.
That's okay.
But, yeah, Margot Robbie made Tanya Harding hot. That might be the number one answer.
But it's so inaccurate.
When I researched this
that movie.
topic,
I thought it was a good movie.
When I researched this topic, that was one of the top 10 answers that came up. Yeah.
Because in my
You know
mind,
why?
I'm
It made it so. That's a really underrated movie, man.
because Margot Robbie really dives into that. Not to sound rude, but that she really does put on her redneck vibes, and really dives into that Tanya
It is
Harding.
Hollywood. You got to glamorize it a little bit,
But
But
I was like, man, Margot Robbie, huh? But that was a really good movie. If you never saw I, Tonya, because you're like, yeah, what do I care about figure skating? It was a fantastic movie.
By the way, I'm sorry to dumb this down, but he was talking about Ty Cobb, and I thought of an old Mitch Hedberg joke. You ever hear the Mitch Hedberg joke about Cobb, corn on the cob? He goes, why do they call it corn on the cob? It's just corn. He said, it comes out of the ground. It's just corn. They should call it corn off the cob.
That was not one of Mitch Hedberg's better ones. I
don't think you get it. I don't think you
Corn
get it.
off the cob.
Why do we call it corn on the cob?
Yeah.
When it comes out of the ground, that's just corn.
Went over all our heads.
They should just call it corn. It's why call it corn on the cob? You should call it corn off the cob.
I mean, it grows into a stalk. Then the ears of corn grow because it's usually taken off the cob. It's taken off the cob.
I get it. My favorite.
When it comes out of the ground,
Yeah.
it's just corn. There's no need to call it corn on the cob.
By the way, not to
So call it corn
But
off
you're
the
eating
cob.
the corn off of the cob. It's not been taken off of the. I don't get that one.
not to break up
Mitch,
this
I don't
off.
get that.
Yeah, I
I
don't-
usually like
my
your
favorite Mitch Hedberg is maybe Bigfoot's just blurry in real life.
Bigfoot's blurry in real life. Yeah, possibly.
Look at the clock. It's time to look inside the chat on YouTube for
who do we
Covino
got?
and Rich FSR.
Who do we got?
All right, so Colin in Canada says Hillary Swank in $1 Million Baby.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Let's see. How about Tin Cup? Kevin Costner. That's from Vince Garcia.
Yo, Danny, you ever think they should call corn off the cob?
And
Maybe it's funnier when he says it, or maybe you don't get it. I don't know.
Rich, this is one of the
Both.
ones on the list I saw. Zanda223 says Will Smith and Ollie.
It's an interesting one
I
because
hate that answer.
I
really do.
You just don't like Will Smith.
I don't think he's not a convincing Ali. He's not.
You
And
didn't
by the
think
way,
so?
they're working on a new one. Someone else is playing it, and it looks better. I'm going to look that up. He's too Will Smith to ever be Ali, and he's never going to be
looks
as
like-
charismatic as Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry,
It looks like Jones 199 agrees with him and actually said that first.
dude. Russell Crowe as James J. Braddock in Cinderella
I
Man.
love
thought-
Cinderella.
Right?
Man. I have
That's
no
such a
idea who
great
Braddock
movie.
is, but that movie's so good.
But he worked on the Verrazano Bridge, and
Yep, he was just kind of a regular working guy.
working guy, really brought that
Mm-hmm.
character to life, man. No one really knew that much about James J. Braddock, right? When you see that movie, you're like, dude, I don't know what he looked like, what he was
How
really
about
like.
when he has the cup and he's going around, to these dudes that were they in like the club? They were inside that cigar bar, and he has a cup and he's getting handouts from guys that he used to be peers with. Dude, it's such a good movie.
That's one of those sports movies where you don't really know the story. And I think, Steve, you kind of alluded to this, but like the actual celebrity, the movie brings that person to life, then everyone's like, okay, now I know about the story.
If you've never seen it, that's the beauty of this
So
discussion. You got to watch it. And by the way, I think there's a movie coming out. It's an upcoming 8-episode Amazon Prime Video series, I believe. And I think Michael B. Jordan's involved. Jalen Best maybe portrays Muhammad Ali, and it looks pretty good, like more convincing than Will Smith.
Who would be? Think about this too. Who would be your glamour casting? Like I said, Margot Robbie was Tanya Harding. Like, is there a good looking actor that'd be like they'd cast as Steve Covino?
Mario Lopez.
That's a good one.
You could play me. Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say.
You're gonna say? Are you gonna say Luis Guzman? Because I'm gonna karate kick you.
No. I was gonna say. I was gonna say George Lopez,
Oh,
not
get
Mario
out of my
Lopez. George
face,
Lopez.
bro.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say as far as the glamour castings. I mean, Billy Bean had Brad Pitt play him. Moneyball
comes up on some of these lists.
Moneyball was a
Such a great movie,
a really
though.
fun movie.
Such a great movie. Such a good one. All right, 877-99 on Fox, based on Glenn. I want to call him Glenn Powers.
Glenn
Because
Powell.
it's Chad
Glenn
Powers.
Powell,
Glenn Powell.
a.k.a. Chad Powers, based on Glenn Powell playing Lou Gehrig. Who else comes to mind as a great portrayal?
All right, phones are hot. Let's
Yeah.
go rapid fire. Who we got, Danny?
Roger in Tacoma.
What's up, Raj?
Roger.
Hey, Raj.
Hey, how you doing?
What
Hey,
up?
buddy.
Hey, so this is a fictional character, but when we were growing up in the 70s, obviously, and I'm not going to get on Rocky because I know you guys love Rocky, as a believable athlete actor. But one that kind of flew under the radar, that was the first guy I said, that guy can ball, was Robbie Benson in One-on-One. And I don't know if you remember that. But
Dude,
he-
Robbie
he was-
Benson is so underrated. No one talks about him in today's world. He was in so many great movies back in the day. It's like the world forgot about him. I like him. I think that's a good answer.
I mean, I know we said we're not keeping it to biopics and portrayals. Like we could say, hey, best performance by even a fake.
Yeah,
character.
it could be a fictional coach or player.
I mean, if you're going to talk about guys that brought it athletically, right? Like you could say, Wesley Snipes and White Man Can't Jump, or you could even go as far as to say the best had to be Charlie Sheen thrown in the 80s as
he's the best.
Wild Thing
Actually,
Rick
they
Vaughn.
say Wesley Snipes wasn't that good. I think Woody Harrelson was the better
was
baller.
a better ball player. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but dude, the number one answer, you just nailed it.
I mean, but I thought I was staying more away from
They clocked him
fictional.
high 80s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's always the stories, that his mechanics were tight and he was throwing heat. The Wild Thing.
This is a movie that's a little bit under the radar. I don't think anybody's going to say this. Amazing cast and a touching film. We Are Marshall. Because that college program, obviously, they lost their whole team and all their coaches in a tragic plane crash. And they had to rebuild the program. So they were the young thundering herd. They had to get an amendment made to the NCAA rules about freshmen being able to play. And it was a crazy movie. But Matthew McConaughey as that coach that brought them back to life as Jack Langle, awesome performance.
Danny G, I got one before we go back to the phones, and I appreciate all the phone calls. We're looking for a winner, too. One that's going to bother all of us, especially Danny G, because I thought it was such a great portrayal, is the dude that played Magic Johnson in Winning Time.
Oh!
Bro, that show was so fire, so good.
Dude,
and
Pat
casting,
Riley, too.
Dude, all the casting was so great on that show. But the
I
dude
know
that played Magic
the
Johnson.
guy that played Magic Johnson will never get the props he deserves. But if you're going to talk about a bigger name, Adrien Brody as Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. And by the
was-
way, it was Quincy Isaiah that played Magic Johnson.
That was such
That's
a great
right.
It was so good. And I believe our guy Jeff Perlman was behind that show, right?
Yeah.
And they canceled
Dude,
it.
so many
and it was
people
so
were bummed out.
good.
Yeah, so many people were upset when that show
We
got
were
discontinued.
all into that show. But, man, what really brought us into it was how
Yeah.
great of a casting it was. And they were all convincing as those characters.
But as much as that kid looked just like Magic Johnson, sounded like him, everything, I think that Adrien Brody as Pat Riley.
Yeah, that was great.
Was like
John C. Reilly
award
was
winning.
it was Jerry Buss, remember?
Award winning that no one talks about.
No, he was great. Absolutely, Rich.
I
All
think
right.
that's a show that you know how you're shocked sometimes how trash shows keep getting renewed and good shows go away. Like how did that show go away?
That's such a great example of how did that one not last? Remember Jason Segel was Westhead? Like the whole thing was great. All right, back to the phones.
Yay.
And who do we got, Danny?
Let's go to Myrtle Beach. Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
What up, Amp?
What's up, guys?
Yo.
I can't speak. I've never been on the radio before in my life.
No worries.
But anyway,
We'll be gentle.
That sounds like
Yeah,
one of the jerky
Well,
boys.
by the way, he says he's a Long Island dude.
Hey, wait, what's
yeah.
what's up, man?
Huntington.
Huntington.
Tearjerker. Don't know if it stood the test of time. James Caan. Brian Piccolo.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
Brian
can I tell you
Brian's
something?
song.
There you go.
Yo, Huntington, Long Island.
I'm gonna keep Anthony on hold here.
These guys eating gabagool, smoking a cigar while calling the show.
With a great answer.
And
Yeah,
I loved
Anthony.
it.
Anthony, hang on, because you're in the running for the best answer.
And I loved it. Thank you.
And let me tell you, he ain't kidding, because that's a movie I saw later in life, because it was one of those like, oh man, you've never seen Brian's song? And I'm like, I don't know, like an old movie about sadness and football. I watched it. I cried. I think I heard Colin Cowherd say once, like, if you don't cry at Brian's song, you got no soul, or something like that. Something to that effect. Brian's song will make any grown man be like question every tear in his body. Such a great movie. And James Caan, good one. I like that answer. Who else we got?
All right, let's go to Vegas. Trip.
What up, Trip?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Covino took my top two, so you left me scrambling. I'm going to say Gene Hackman as Coach Dale, or an underrated but great was Dennis Quaid as Jim Morris in The Rookie.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid's great
Good
in
movie.
all sports movies. He's Dennis Quaid as The Rookie was fantastic.
So underrated.
Yeah, he rolled right over his Gene Hackman answer, but that's great.
Yeah.
That's the coach in Hoosiers.
Oh, there's a
The
movie.
Rookie's a really, it's an awesome story. Remember, he was the gym teacher, and the kids urged him to try out, and he went up and played for the Rays, right? Awesome movie.
Can I tell you? Listen, I'm not an actor, so to criticize anyone is just, being an a-hole. But I saw a movie that I couldn't get past the fact. I'm like, this guy, when you see someone you can't get out of your head who the actor is, and you're trying to be this guy, but you're not convincing
Well, that's
me.
how I feel watching Will Smith as Ali, to be honest.
You're like, that's Will Smith.
It's too Will Smith is too Will Smith for that.
This is a guy that I really enjoy as an actor. In fact, some people say, like, it looks like him and I could be slightly related. Zachary Levi played Kurt Warner, and the whole time I'm like, it's not Kurt Warner, it's Zachary Levi. Did you watch that, The Underdog?
You know what, though?
It's a good movie.
It's
American
a
Underdog.
pretty good movie.
It's a good, but
you can tell it's sort of Hallmarky or whatever.
But
like,
the whole time I'm
but
like,
it's good.
But the whole time I'm like, that's Zach Levi.
I'm just glad you brought it up, Rich, because I feel like a lot of people slept on that movie.
It's worth watching. 2021,
and it's
5 years ago.
Definitely worth the watch.
He's
yeah.
a cool guy, good actor, but for the whole
Was
time
he working at a supermarket?
Yeah, the whole
and then
Kurt Warner story.
You see the whole thing.
I
It's great.
should see it because there's a lot of Iowa ties. He was
Yeah,
working at
it's
High V in
cool.
Iowa when he was in between the NFL and like the Arena Football League. But
You've never seen it, Tim?
I haven't seen it. I will see it, but there was something that kind of threw me off where Zachary is like holding the ball in the poster, and it just didn't look right.
Exactly, like his mechanics or something like.
I remember enjoying the movie though. If you could somehow put that aside,
I'm going to see it.
So I like, what? I like the Dennis Quaid answer. Jimmy
Yeah.
Morris, that was good.
I know. You know who we talked to once about this?
Danny, did you have a winner in mind so far?
Well,
Anthony so far.
I'm keeping Anthony on hold. He's definitely going to get one of our CNR grilling aprons.
Okay, cool.
There's a friend of the show we've had on back in the day a bunch. Mark Paul Gosselaar, Zach Morris.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a TV show. Remember the girl pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of the show, but he said that he had to take baseball lessons because he's not a baseball guy, and he's like, it was very clear that they hid the fact. They did their best to hide the fact that I mechanically am not a good baseball player.
It was called Pitch, and it was 10 years ago, 2016, 2017.
Oh, my God. But when I see a baseball movie, I'm so particular on the mechanics because if you played baseball as a kid, I think it's the one sport where...
Dude, I'm sorry. You talked about Rookie of the Year recently.
All the mechanics are terrible. Oh, yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, but they're kids' movies. I was saying Angels
Gary
in the
Busey, he's not throwing heat.
Angels
Get
in the
outta here.
Angels in the outfield. I love Tony Danza, one of our old school guests over the years.
I love you guys,
But
my guys.
Tony Danza's pitching mechanics in Angels
It's
in
the
the outfield.
exaggerated follow-through.
Yeah, the old like...
Right. It's always that follow-through, yeah.
The
You
old-
got it.
yeah.
You know what, Rich? We all can agree here. As sports fans, you really do have to be convincing as an athlete. You have to have – that's why you brought up Wild Thing Rick Vaughn. It's like if it's not, you pick up on it. You're like, yeah, you're thrown off,
Yeah.
right? You're like, oh, man, this guy can't throw a spiral. I ain't buying
Well,
this.
I'll be honest. When you think about it, Dennis Haysbert.
Serrano.
His swing as Serrano was
You know how many
convincing.
people don't realize that's Dennis Haysbert?
Are you in good hands?
They're like, wait, that's Serrano
Are
from
you in
Major League?
good hands?
The president from 24 is Pedro
That's
Serrano.
because
yes.
he plays like a Dominican guy
Yeah.
or a Cuban guy in Major League.
That's got to be racist.
And no, but
Why?
You
'Cause he
know,
believes
No,
in-
not on your part.
Because he believes in Joe Boo?
I think a lot of people believed he was like a Pedro Serrano, like a Dominican dude.
Yeah, you guys got me thinking about baseball movies. You could pick anybody on this cast, A League of Their Own. And it was a true
based on a
story.
true movie, yeah.
Yeah, Gina Davis was great as Dottie Hinson and Tom Hanks as Coach, what was it, Dugan?
Coach Dugan, Jimmy Dugan.
Yep.
You know what? How about this? We'll keep
I'm
some
gonna
people on
reset
hold.
all the lines. Yeah,
We'll
the
reset.
phones are blown up.
We'll go rapid fire, give away some prizes next. Plus, we'll talk some Bronny, talk a little NFL as we get closer. 2 weeks from today, Danny. 2 weeks from today, NFL preseason starts. So let's get fired up. All that and more next, right here on Covino and Rich.
Now, every sports season is built on preparation, Rich, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal, and investing deserves the same approach.
With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions. Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, or custodial accounts for kids, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now help streamline that trading activity with Vega. That's Webull's personal AI market assistant. You get real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
Get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
This old timer, let's just call him an old timer. He's at a Cubs game. It's the Cubs versus the Twins in Wrigley. And the Cubs end up winning 10-1, whatever. It was a nice day until this happened. It's the national anthem.
Oh, we have the national anthem. Sam, let's be patriotic. I want everyone standing in the studio. Otherwise,
I mean, that's how
you
you're
know what's
supposed
going
to
to
do
happen.
it, right?
Hey, hit it, Sam. Hit the clip. Listen to those harmonies.
Hand over the chest, take your hat off, right? If you're wearing one. One or the other. Amazing.
Sam, you could fade it a little in the background while I tell you
now, Mike.
What happens?
Mike, who runs this take, came here with that bunk idea of we shouldn't even have the national anthem at the ball game. I disagree, man. I
Never
think
heard of him.
We need to come together as a country. It's a prideful moment. It's one of our very few prideful moments. Stare at the flag, find the flag, facing the direction. We know the rules, right? Well, there's some young man, he's not a kid.
Even the people buying corn dogs at the stadium take a 20-second timeout.
Yeah, turn around. You're allowed to sing along. You can even whisper through it. Like, yeah, she's kind of hot, right? Man, I'm hungry. Am I right?
Yeah.
You could,
Yeah.
whisper under your breath, but always show respect. It's about respect.
Gotta show respect.
There was one man, a young man, who didn't stand. He didn't put his hand over his heart. He didn't take his hat off. He wasn't wearing a hat, but I'm saying he didn't do any of these things.
Yeah.
He sat there in his chair, and this old timer says, hey, listen, Buster, either stand or get smacked.
Yeah, I believe the quote was "stand up or get smacked."
Hey, listen to me. Weisenheimer, Oppenheimer. Get up or get smacked. And the guy sits there. So, old man Clemens hates flaming bags of poop, and he hates when people disrespect the flag.
Don't put it out with your boot, Ted.
So old man Clemens doubles down.
Poop again.
And he smacks this dude, as my dad would say, upside the head. Hey, I'm going to smack you upside the head.
It really is a smack upside the head.
This guy gave him the old school smack upside the head, and this young man gets up. And it becomes a controversial thing. It's like, who's more wrong in this situation? The disrespectful young man, right? Or this old guy who put hands on a man.
Yeah, and TMZ reported yesterday evening that the police got involved.
That's crazy. You know, I think you give him the old person pass. I really do.
I don't think you do. I'm all about respect. I'll stand for the anthem. I do all this. But the reality is, you know what's worse than some moron? And I'll call him a moron for not standing.
Old people earn the right.
Show some respect. Stand up. Show respect for this free country you live in. But guess who's not in charge? The patriotic police. This old guy that thinks he could slap someone if they don't stand. You're damn right I can.
I'm the captain of the patriotic police.
Now you could
How
argue.
are the kids supposed to learn, though, Rich, if you don't smack them upside the head once in a while?
Upside the head, dude. It feels so good to watch. Because you're not allowed to do anything nowadays. But this old guy's like, I play by my own rules.
Raise your hand if you'd love to use that hand to smack a youngin' once in a while.
Do you know how many people want to smack? It was so refreshing to see this old guy do it.
We're not
what
allowed
has he got to lose? He's old.
Our kids would call the police in 2.5 seconds
Dude,
nowadays.
it's so good. I'm team old guy all day on this. You know, it's just, what is this guy thinking, first of all?
There's plenty, I'll tell you what, not little kids, but there's plenty of like preteens and teenagers that don't have any fear, and they're little wise asses because they don't have dad or mom back in the day there was always a little bit of fear. Yeah, you're gonna get a little slap. No one fears anything anymore. So there is something refreshing, like you said, about watching this old guy slap him. But if you want my honest, real opinion, this old timer has no right hitting this idiotic kid. This kid can be the most disrespectful jerk there is. But what gives this old guy crap? I fought in Nam. That's very respectful. But what? Because
I think if he did fight for our country, he
could
even
slap
more
a kid?
reason to smack him. Yes, because he's a
with
grown
a pistol he used in war.
Yes. Look, I want to make this clear for those of you who haven't seen this viral clip
Smack him
yet.
with a corn dog.
It's a great clip. It's really funny. It's everywhere right now. It's not a young boy, right? You give young kids, young teens too, especially, are disrespectful, but they're learning, right? You give them a pass. A young little kid, you give them a pass. You teach them. This is a grown man who should know better. Stand up and salute the flag. You know, we're at a ball game. This is tradition. The guy even warned them. Hey, man, I'm going to warn you. I ain't playing. This little Roy Hobbs action.
Yeah.
The Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy.
Rest in peace, Robert Redford.
Here.
That's a fictional one, but a classic for sure. Even though, in my mind, Roy Hobbs was real, dude.
Bro, he was a Shohei, pitcher and a hitter.
Yeah, bro. That's such a great movie, man. Rich still never saw it. He's too busy watching The Hawk with Will Ferrell.
Just the music
He's
alone.
a golfer, the greatest golfer in the world.
Bro, I'm trying so hard to like that show. I started it. I'm like an episode and a half in.
Theme song?
Yeah, the theme song's funny.
It's funny.
That's on Netflix, by the way.
So dumb, it's funny.
We're Covino and Rich. It's Fox Sports Radio. We're going to wrap it up with your phone calls.
Your pals are Fortune Feemster. We used to work with her, and you would see her in the hallway.
That's Fortune Feemster? I thought that was Thurman Merman.
That's your best joke.
They're not the same person?
No, not the same person from
It's
Bad
Will
Santa.
Ferrell and Thurman Merman, right? Yeah. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, TireRack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast. If you don't know Thurman Merman, look him up right now. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right, rapid fire through the loaded lines. We found out that Glenn Powell, the handsome hunk that women love, he was in the movie with Sydney Sweeney.
Chad Powers,
which we all love, the football show.
He's a really likable dude.
Yeah,
so I think he's going to be a great Lou Gehrig.
He's going to play Lou Gehrig. So we said, what are those biopics or even sports movies where someone did a really amazing portrayal? And we're taking all your feedback, and Danny's noting his favorite answers.
We're sort of focusing on athletes and coaches.
Yeah.
Just to narrow it down.
Oh, well,
I think it's also a great reminder of movies that you probably should watch if you haven't, because 61 and 42, a lot of these movies aren't talked about a lot, and they're really great.
Well, there's one that I'm keeping in my back pocket. I don't want to steal it, Danny, but I didn't even know it was based on truth, and I'll let you know coming up. Go ahead.
All right, let's start in Maine with Jason.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Jason? Hey.
I got to go. Being from Maine, got to go with hockey, so Kurt Russell is Herb Brooks, Miracle.
Oh, good one.
Miracle.
I like Kurt Russell. I think his best work was in Big Trouble in Little China. My personal favorite. Jack Burton.
Not Overboard?
No, Jack Burton.
Okay.
All
What
in
about
the
Breakdown?
reflexes.
Breakdown's a good movie.
Good ones.
All right.
By the way, Kurt Russell, he played semi-pro baseball. Like, did you ever watch The Bastards?
His dad, right?
What was the name of that documentary?
I'll have to look up the name of that.
His
dad owned it.
It's a really, really great documentary on.
It was up in
Netflix.
the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it was really good.
The Battered Bastards of Baseball.
The Battered
2014.
Bastards of Baseball. Yeah, if you've never seen that, it's so great. You could see how good he was as a ball player, for real. Who else do we got, Danny?
Let's go to Los Angeles. Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. Thanks. Appreciate you.
No problem.
I'm dating myself now, fellas. I've listened to you quite a bit. I never call in. I'm getting too damn old. But in 1957, there was a great film with starring Anthony Perkins, who played in Psycho.
Yeah.
If you recall Psycho, and the great Carl Malden, the actor who was in about, 150,000 films. It's called Fear Strikes Out. It's the Jimmy Pearsall story from the Boston Red Sox, and it is intense.
Fear Strikes Out, 1957. Check that out.
In fact, that's a movie your mom would tell me to watch.
Absolutely. My mom would love this movie, but I didn't know Anthony Perkins played a baseball player. That's pretty cool.
I have such a hard time watching any movie made before 1980.
It looks good, though. I just looked it up, man. Great call. I appreciate you calling.
I thought you were going to say before, when it was still black and white.
Before 1980. Before 1980, to me, it's like Rocky, Jaws, The Godfather. Like you can, there's like 5 movies besides that. I'm like,
Yet Rich will watch a Will Ferrell show that gets 1 star.
Can I tell you?
Cool Hand Luke, The Great Escape. Those are good
I can't
movies.
wait. You know what? Will Ferrell's his publicist is gonna contact his network, and he's gonna want a one-on-one with me, and you guys aren't gonna be allowed to hang. Will Ferrell's my guy.
We like Will Ferrell, but we're talking classics.
The Hawk, bro.
I didn't say I have anything against him personally.
Right.
All right, let's go to South Carolina. Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Hi, yeah.
Baseball. What's up, Mel?
I think a baseball movie that's underrated or at least lost in conversation is 8 Men Out with John Cusack, Charlie Sheen, Michael Rooker, and D.B. Sweeney as Shoeless Joe Jackson.
It's the Black Sox Scandal.
Cusack's
the only
good in that
criticism,
movie.
I saw that in theaters, man, and I loved it. I did as a kid. And my only criticism is that's long. It felt long anyway, but it's a good movie, man. Great call. Thank you.
All right, Justin in Pittsburgh.
And obviously based on a real story.
Steve, it's only 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, it's an hour and 59 minutes.
Hey, Sam, as a kid, it felt really long, man.
Yeah. All right, Justin, what's up?
Hey, Justin.
Hey, guys. Love the show.
Thanks, bro.
Already had Miracle stolen from me, so I'm going to stick with hockey and say Paul Newman as Coach Reggie Dunlop in the movie Slapshot from back in the day.
Legendary.
Who's your favorite fictional coach?
Me?
Coach Lou Brown?
Coach Klein, our guest on Overpromised.
Henry Winkler?
Henry Winkler in The Waterboy.
It's a good one.
Craig T. Nelson, best coach ever.
I love Coach.
How about
Coach?
How about Don Shula as himself in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective,
Oh.
where he gets his hand pulled into the mailbox?
Good one.
All right,
Good one.
let's go to Tennessee. Sanjay.
Hey, Sanjay.
Hey, guys, gentlemen, I've got a couple of titles for you. Chariots of Fire, The Champ, The Hustler, and The Color Money.
You know, a lot of old school ones, like The Champ, that's 1979. So he went old school with us.
Yeah, with the
Appreciate
movies,
it.
we're looking for specific characters.
The Champ, that was who was that? That was a young John Voight, right? That was a young John Voight in that movie.
Correct.
So-
1979.
Take your word for it. I'm sure Rich is going to go watch that this weekend.
It's 1 year before your cutoff, Rich.
No thanks, man. No thanks. Danny, we'd say if fictional's not off the table in your mind, then I think the late great.
It's the portrayal we're looking like. It was such a great portrayal. It made it real, right?
I think Apollo Creed.
Dude, I love that answer because, well, but
Carl
it's based
How about
on Ali, though.
his son, Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, no, I think Michael B. Jordan and
they
the
both,
late
yeah.
the late Carl Weathers. There couldn't have been a more perfect Apollo Creed.
His portrayal as Apollo Creed based on the Ali character, right? It was supposed to be Ali. He's even said that. Is one of the greatest performances. I agree, Rich.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one, Rich. And I was late to the Creed movies.
Yeah.
Once I started watching them, I'm like, why? How was this a blind spot? How was I late to these movies?
You've seen them all?
I've seen them all.
Oh,
now.
they're all
yeah.
good. Yeah, they're all really good. Yeah, a lot of people do sleep on those. You got to
the
watch them
third
if
one
you
I
have.
went to the theater. That's how much I got into that.
Yeah, they're so good.
That trilogy.
I can't believe how many people are calling still.
I know, it's crazy.
877-99 on Fox. You want to take 3 more because we have to have like a cutoff?
Let's do one more before Ilo's update.
Yeah.
Ben in Connecticut.
Hey, Ben.
Hey guys, how we doing? I've got the best biopic sports movie ever, in my opinion, as well as the Mount Rushmore of biopic.
What you got?
So we're gonna say nobody said yet. Remember the Titans.
That was the one, Danny. I didn't know it was real.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Denzel.
Denzel, Will Patton, Ryan Gosling,
Oh.
young Hayden Panettiere, Donald Faison, and we can't forget Greg Bertier, whoever played him, and Sunshine.
Dude, that movie might be, so under. It might be my, other than maybe like Rocky. Might be the best
Remember
sports
though,
movie.
you got to pick one character who's being portrayed, one athlete or coach who's being portrayed, not a whole movie.
Denzel's character might be. I mean, Denzel in that movie. Oh my God, huh?
This is like when Rich picks a whole subgenre of an old school topic.
Well, you know what?
That's why, Rich, the phones are going to ring for another hour here.
Jeez,
Odd Couple's going to be like, what the hell's going on with the phones?
Let's go to ILO for an update, and let me just say that no one said the best portrayal of a character.
Ooh. Give us the sport.
Golf. Shooter. Christopher McDonald as Shooter McGavin.
Wait, that was a real guy?
Yeah, real guy. Ilo, what's going on, man?
Still active on social media, by the way.
I love Shooter McGavin. Come on.
We have our first significant injury of the NFL training camp gauntlet. Yeah, NFL media reported Carolina Panthers promising second-year linebacker Nick Scorton tore his right ACL in practice today, going to be out for the season. Last year as a rookie, Scorton had 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. On the flip side, New York Giants receiver Malik Neighbors will not be placed on the physically unable to perform list to begin training camp. He had over 1,200 receiving yards as a rookie, but tore his right ACL 4 games into last season. The Baltimore Ravens today waived rookie quarterback Diego Pavia. In Major League Baseball right now, the Arizona Diamondbacks have a 4-2 lead at St. Louis after 5. Earlier, the Minnesota Twins came back to win at Cleveland in 12 innings, 3-1. The Atlanta Braves hit 4 home runs and a 6-5 win over the San Diego Padres. Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1. Finally, in the NBA, guys, I'm actually not joking. I actually would like your supplemental assistance with this. Washington Wizards big man Anthony Davis, as you know, has recently been mentioned in rumors about being traded to reunite somewhere with LeBron James.
Yeah.
Well, a short time ago, Davis posted a video on his IG stories with the lyrics, "Time will tell who is on my side," from the J. Cole song, The Cutoff. I'm going to play it for you guys right now. I honestly don't know if this is audio from the original song, whether it's Davis himself singing it, or it's some sort of AI synthesized voice. I'll play it for you.
So that's actually audio from Danny G in the shower this morning. There's your answer.
Yeah, first of all, I don't sound anything like
By the
that.
way, these are like such baby games.
I love the baby games.
Cryptic, like
NBA's so
Instagram
good
post.
at it. They're so good at NBA players. They're so good at
It
cryptic
could be
stuff.
about this. It could be about anything.
Wow.
But it's about something. Back to you.
Thank you, the Caan. I love the cryptic IG messages, and I'm even hearing Kyrie, right? Kyrie and AD. LeBron's waiting to see what the possibilities are for them, and we still have to talk LeBron if we have time, Rich.
Well, you know what? I don't think we're going to get to that. We'll wrap up these calls next. We got Overpromised coming up as well. So more Covino and Rich next on Fox Sports Radio. was the viral clip of this little league or pony ball kid who celebrates at a level that has people upset. Like, I'm all for celebration. I'm for a bat flip. I'm for cheering. I'm for chest bumps. I'm for high fives. I'm for taking a nice little trot around the bases if you hit one.
You even like a little helmet smash every once in a while. Little triple thrust.
Say what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how before the show, me, Danny, and Covino give a little like outfielders meeting together for a little. I'll say this: there's this kid. His name is Cruz because that's what his jersey says, I believe.
He looks about 11 at the most, right?
So you don't want to make fun of a kid, but he hits his ball.
Well, no, I'm just describing
and
it.
It's not a bat flip; it's a bat fling to the point where if you're umpiring, you could be like, you can't throw your bat like that. That's sometimes after a warning, the batter will be called out. Like, you can't throw a bat. It's happened in Little League and Pony Ball. I've seen it. This guy throws the bat and then flexes like he's a Hulkster in 1990.
Yeah. Throws his helmet down.
Throws his helmet like he's Bryce Harper after a strikeout.
He's officially pimping himself. Yeah, he's doing every Jazz Chisholm
screaming.
Sort of
He's also yelling.
He incorporates everybody's celebration all in one.
Between and then second and third, he stops to shoot a three-pointer.
He does the worm, I think, at one point.
And then, again, he pretty much moonwalks home. It's
and
so
then
much.
His teammate presents him the bat at home plate.
I don't think a kid that hasn't gone through puberty yet should be doing that on the base pass. I think at that age, you want kids to have fun.
Yeah.
When they have walk-up music and they're flipping the bat or having, joyous baseball times, that's what you want kids to do. You want them to love the game, but this is
his
arrogant.
bat could have took the first baseman's head off.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Can I say this? And I'm not saying this to be contrarian. I swear to God. I agree with you guys. It's overboard. There's no question. I'm not debating that. But the amount of viral criticism that this kid has garnered, I don't feel is warranted. I'm like, really? This is what everybody's so mad about? Like, it's bad, and it's overly aggressive. It's obnoxious. That would be the greatest word to describe his celebration here, right? It's obnoxious and a little uncalled for. But is it that bad where, like, it seems like the world's coming down on an 11-year-old boy? I get it. You know what? Blame the adults. Blame the fact that we've allowed this to be seen in Major League Baseball. Blame the examples that they're learning it from. And then it comes down to a question of parenting, and people are hating on this kid. I'm like, is it that bad? I think at this point, the way it's being criticized, at this point, I'm like, you just don't like this kid's face. You don't like his look. You don't like, there's more to it. Like, he's not cute enough for you or something. I don't know what it is.
Because he wasn't doing anything cute.
Dude, but to garner this much criticism, we see these, like, random celebrations all the time with kids. Is this one any worse?
This is
I don't think so.
By far the worst. I've seen all
is
these.
It that bad
Dude,
is my question.
It's my algorithm. I see all this crap because,
it's
again,
not just your algorithm. We all watch sports. We all watch, kids hit home runs.
If you've been listening to our show this week, Rich says it's worse than cheating on a girlfriend.
It is true.
Really? Man, you said that's not a crime.
That's not a crime. Danny, I'll say this. Kids in all sports imitate their favorite stars. You watch a kid playing flag football at 7, 8, 9, 10, if you got little ones. When they're scoring a touchdown, they're casually dropping the ball, pounding their chest, flexing, doing stuff they see in the NFL, right? They get a first down, they drop the ball and do a little first down.
Can I play devil's advocate?
If a kid plays basketball, right, what does he do when he hits a three? He keeps it up there, right? Or he does a little Jalen Brunson or a little Steph Curry. Kids will always imitate their favorite stars. And baseball is all about the bat flip. Baseball is all about showmanship now. I'm okay with it, but this kid went too far. That's why, you always say this. What happens at every party, every event?
All right, get this, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Overpromised starts in 10 minutes, our bonus podcast. And we're joined by the great Henry Winkler, the Fonz. And we're going to talk about Mahomes and Kelsey, the Swift wedding, Rocky, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Sandler, the Sandman.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk John Harbaugh and his weak-ass speech.
Or was it?
Okay. Overpromised on our YouTube page in 10 minutes. And speaking of podcasts, shout out to our guests, Daniel Javier Feets and Julissa, the after show, but later. Look that up. Covino and Rich were live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and for over 40 years, TireRack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And the hiring market moves fast. Specialized recruiting group moves faster from contracted to hiring. SRG eliminates the red tape and delivers professional staffing solutions with local insight and national reach. SRG goes beyond the resumes and finds the right fit for your business. Guys, start building your team today at srgpros.com.
Okay, now, tomorrow, since it's getting late, I want to remind you, Brainwave, giving away prizes if you're on our Brainwave, and Weekend Hobnobbing. We do that every Friday. But we're wrapping it with your phone calls now, old school and 50 hits. Who we got?
Yeah, let's go to Los Angeles. Our friend Evan.
Remember, best caller gets a prize, right, Danny?
Yep.
All right, Evan, what's up?
Hey, guys. I just want to say I appreciate so much for the care package, even though I didn't win. Like, you guys always warm my heart. Like,
hey, we got to bribe listeners one person at a time, man.
You're amazing. Like,
If I remember correctly, Evan, you work at a high-end pizza spot, right? And you're going to wear that
I
apron?
work at the Eden. Yeah, I'm working at the Eden Hotel in Santa Monica, and you guys are still welcome, and I'm going to take care of you when you guys come here.
Nice, man.
So,
All right, thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Evan. See, you can win one of the prize packs he just got. Let's go to Wisconsin. Louie.
Well, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get a prize package. But what about the program? You guys know about that?
Program's a good one.
Know that.
I don't think I've seen the program, to be honest. But again, we're bringing up old school and 50 hits. Glenn Powell is playing Lou Gehrig in a biopic, so we're going over other great portrayals. 'cause we think it's gonna be
Performances,
good.
yeah, not movies. Some who are joining us late think it's the best movie.
James Caan is also in the program.
Yes. Yeah. All right, let's go.
That was 93. I was out squeezing cheeks, man. I was busy. I didn't see that
busy
movie.
guy.
93, I was definitely out and about.
Derek in PA.
Hey, Derek.
Yes, I love the guys.
Thanks, man. What's up?
Show's great, and I think the best portrayal I haven't seen in 30 years, and it's a guy had the built and everything. If you ever remember Roseanne, John Goodman played in The Babe as Babe Ruth.
He was good.
That's a good one.
I love that movie, but I don't know if it holds up today. Like it's a movie I saw as a kid. I
liked
need to
it better
rewatch
as King Ralph.
I always find it funny, like, who portrays the babe, like the random guy in the Sandlot, right? Like the
babe.
Like, the babe.
All right, let's go to Durango. Joe, quickly.
Durango Joe.
You got Jesus Shuttlesworth, Ray Allen. He got game.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good one. Thank you, man. All right, we got to end on that. Danny G, we got a winner? Or
Well, one more here. Kansas, Darren.
What up, Darren?
What's up?
Hey guys, I got two names right here. First, Jason Lee, who played his father Bruce Lee in the Dragon movie, and then Golden or Popcorn Delights, who played the part of the young Seabiscuit. I literally couldn't tell the difference.
Guy. All right, well, Danny.
Thank you.
We're out of time for your LeBron topic. Oh, man.
All right, well, we got Overpromised next. And, of course, we'll talk LeBron and maybe Jake Paul mañana. Get the weekend going.
Hopefully LeBron will stay off the show for the rest of the week.
Well, we'll see. Does he make a decision in the next 24 hours? We'll find out. And again, like Covino said, Overpromised coming up in about 5 minutes.
With Henry Winkler.
And, hey, anything you need at Covino and Rich. I'll see you then. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the Overpromised land.
Goodbye.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Bye now. Bye now. Bye now.
Goodbye.